I could just say EE, but I like to add what we call a little bit spice to it. I like to add a little bit of a feeling, a little bit of a moment, a little bit of context. Because what that does is it cements it as something a bit more important and powerful. So you could just say, went on holiday as a win. That's great, but what did you do? Who were you with? What's the specific experience? You could say, lost some weight. Well, how much did you lose? What did it mean, right? This is often what we tend to go to when we're looking over things that were positive, is just we'll state what it is. We'll not give it context. So for me, it was delivering an incredible experience for you. To my valued clients, so that you leave mind blown. You have an amazing 2022. Like, that's adding a little bit more spice to the experience today, because that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm grateful to be able to present to you today. It's adding the spice. That's what I like to call it. Like putting a bit more onto whatever's went well. So it went well that you lost weight, right? What does that really mean to you? Add a little bit more to it so it's meaningful to you. Finished my second book a couple of weeks ago. Again, great, but really I finished writing my best book yet. That was the most powerful thing for me. That I know will reignite the lives of many. It's due out early next year, and I know it's going to make a big difference. Big win for me, that. I had a Manchester trip with Tracy, which was great, but that wasn't really the win. The win was experiencing the best steak ever. We went to this place called Hawksmoor Restaurant, and we got this steak. It was 50 quid for this steak, right? And it was just a steak on a plate. And we got bone marrow with it, which was cut down the middle, and you scrape the bone marrow and used it as butter. Oh my God, it was tremendous. It was the best steak I've ever had in my life. But not only that, we danced through the city centre of Manchester to Shut Up and Dance and YMCA and that on this silent disco with headphones on, whilst everyone was watching. There's about 10,000 people taking out their phones and just videoing it. There's no music on, it's just us doing this. It's just us, you're clapping everywhere and that. There's like a group of about 30 of us doing it. It was amazing. That's a moment, right? That's a moment. The reason I'm telling you this is because when we come to yours, I don't want you to just write, went on holiday. It's not good enough. Write that first, and then there's a little thing which says, with spice, like, what did it mean? Let's bring out some emotion behind it today, right? I lifted my heaviest weights yet. I'm still not to my goal. Double body weight is my goal, which will currently be 164 kilo, but I managed 155 kilo. Best squat I've ever done. I managed, actually yesterday, the best snatch I've ever done, 60 kilo. Best clean and jerks, 85 kilo. That's my weightlifting coach, Sonny Webster. He's actually competed in the Olympics in 2016 in Rio de Janeiro. Quick lesson, who, not how. I needed him. I needed him to get me there. He's the guy. If you're fucking in the Olympics, you're the guy. You're the man I want to be around, right? If you've been in the Olympics. Here it is.
Nice and easy. Yes. Go on. Yes.
I was really happy. I was really chuffed. Big win, right? Big win. Big win. That was just another angle. So, but actually what happened was I got stronger with a new strength coach, with James, my cousin, best training partner I ever had, who trains with us twice a week, every week. Again, who, not how, right? The support, right? The encouragement. James is actually stronger than me. So that's good to train with somebody stronger, by the way. And I put numbers to that as well. So it's kind of like saying if you want to write down, I lost weight this year, I lost a few pounds. Well, how much? What does that mean to you? Yeah? You're adding a little bit more spice onto it, right? You're adding a meaning. Started swimming in the sea. That we've done a few months of that until recently. And I think we've all got a bit scared. This has been really dark and really, really cold and horrible and not as enjoyable. But however, what I did is attended regular open water sea swims with Paul, Deb, Jade, others. And one of the big things, the moments, was seeing a seal twice. I had this little moment. I was actually the first time I was swimming on my own. It just popped up from about me to you, Lisa. And we just had this moment. It was just staring at us. Just like we're having this moment now, Lisa, yeah? It was just staring. I was like, it's a seal. And about 30 seconds, it was just staring. I was like, the first time I'd ever seen a seal in my life. And then it popped back under and did its thing. And I was like, oh, that was amazing. And it happened twice. That was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? I think it was about a month ago when we were and I. Yeah, amazing. But that's a moment, right? It's not an extravagant moment, but it's just a moment. Remember, I could just say, I did a few sea swims. It was kind of good. right? But it doesn't really mean anything until I put that context to it, that I shared it with people, that I had that moment with the seal, right? Hired my first staff, where is he? Sexy bastard over there, yeah. Hired Adam. So hiring staff was great because what it does is it frees up a lot of time for little tasks that are time consuming so I can focus on higher value tasks. Now, to add a little bit spice to this, I took on a very competent, handsome young man. Yes. Adam wrote these slides after I'd he obviously added them in, didn't he? Yes. Yeah, but it's to lighten the workload. It's to make things easier. But not only that, it means that I can give you guys a better experience. Because if I'm stretched too thin, I can't give you all the value, right? So that's a huge win. It's the first staff member I've ever managed to hire, which is fantastic. And it also gives him the opportunity to have a job he enjoys doing. Yeah? So when it involves other people, it means more, rather than I just did this. Yeah? You see where I'm going with this? It's like we're adding a little bit more context to it, yeah? We had several games nights. Me, James, Graham, a couple of my other best mates, Warwick, Tim, Sean, Nick. Every fortnight, we get together in mine on a Tuesday usually, and we just play board games. And it's just... Yeah, we do. Well, World of Warcraft and that, yeah. Yeah, but we just chill. It's cool. It's an experience. It's a laugh. But I wanted to put a number on it. I was like, how many have I done this year? Actually, I think I worked out we've had over 32, right? I think at least 32 this year, which is pretty cool because it wasn't like I just did this thing once. It's like it's a regular thing. It's a get together with mates. It doesn't involve alcohol. It's just a chill. It's a laugh. It's a few hours away from technology and doing something together. It's fun, right? That's a big win for me. As you maybe have noticed, some of these wins aren't extravagant. They're just meaningful. And I'm looking back with huge amounts of gratitude, right? I was a guest on Paul Mort's podcast a few months ago now. And if you're familiar with Paul, you know he's got quite a good following. He's doing very well for himself right now. And he's creating a great movement within men's mental health. So I was asked to be a guest and talk about men's mental health and mindset. And the feedback was fantastic. People were gravitating towards us, just saying how much they liked it. I got a few people wanting to invest in TST and stuff like that, and it was great because it meant a lot for somebody else to ask me again, who do you know? Who do you need in your life? Who, not how. Right? Another example of that. Changes to TST was a big one, massive win for me. Adding the accountability stuff that we've got, bringing out the app, right? Changing to 12 months as well. That was a huge thing. That was actually a real anxious thought for me because I was like, what if people don't like it? What if people leave? What if people think this about us? What if it doesn't go the right way? Like, hesitant, right? But I have to grow. I have to grow. I have to be able to think, how can I provide more value that is going to be longer lasting, that is going to get people driven, that is going to get people committed? And that was a huge win for me. And we're also, I think start of the year, we were called Total Fitness Tribe. And I just needed to get rid of the fitness bit because I thought it's more than fitness, what we do, right? If just a fitness group wouldn't do this, they wouldn't sit for a day event and talk about mindset and mental health and, you know, they wouldn't do this. They'd just go and get fit, which is great. That's obviously a large part of it. But through it, I wanted to make it about how you get to feel and how you wanted to feel. You didn't just want to feel fit. You want to feel supercharged. You want to feel energized. You want to feel confident, strong. Yeah, you want to feel certain. That's a bigger feeling than fitness, I feel. So that was a big win to change that. I was the best man at my dad's wedding in September, which was a great experience, actually. Now, again, I could just write in that wins column, best man at dad's wedding. But actually, I performed a heartfelt speech for my dad in front of the sea view at Coleman's restaurant. It's quite a magic moment, Dad, right? Yeah, it's quite a great moment, right? It was in the middle of Coleman's restaurant, overlooking the sea. Again, that adds a little bit spice and context, and it creates a memory. There's things in your life that have happened this year that you've maybe forgotten about or haven't brought to the front of your mind and created that memory and cemented that memory, right? We attended a live zombie experience. It was me, Tracy, Michael, Heather. We got kitted out. This was a great day, actually. Well, it was a night time, wasn't it? Saturday night. It was at 2 or 3 hours in this place in, was it Stockton?
Brooke shot us, by the way.
I did. I shot her in the ass. You were specifically told, don't shoot. I just had to do it. I had to try. I knew it wouldn't hurt you that much, but I'll never.
We've done that same one.
That was good as well. That was really good. But here's the thing, like I didn't just do a zombie experience. We got kitted out with a mission. I got a pump action shotgun, and we went through as a team and fought our way through zombie hordes. It was class. It was like being a kid again. It was an escape from reality. But that is a memory, a moment, a win that is cemented this year. And I guarantee you've had similar things happen to you as well. I joined as well a business mentorship called the Elite Closing Academy. Now, the great thing about this is that obviously you need people around you who are going to push you, stretch you, show you strategies that you don't know, people who are further ahead in whatever area than what you are. But this business mentorship was a bit different because it tells you how to sell from the heart. It tells you how to sell from a place of huge value. It tells you how to get the most out of people by giving the highest value. To be skilled in the art of selling with high skill and soft spiritual energy. And I thought I was really attracted to that. So it's not like, hey, buy my shit. You should buy my shit. It was like, I want to help you to the highest I can. So I want to help you with high skill, high certainty, but sell it to you softly. Saying, look, if you invest in this, then your life will benefit this way. I love that approach. And it's not the typical approach you find, right? So again, that's a big win. That's a moment for me. We closed our coffee shop. The Owl and the Swan closed this year. And you might be thinking, how's that a win? It's a huge win. I'll tell you why. So every time, even now, we'll get people saying, yeah, I'm so sorry about your coffee shop. So sorry that you had to close it. And we were like, well, actually, it was a bit of a relief, wasn't it? It's like, it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of work. It was great, but it wasn't quite working how we wanted it to work. We kind of held on for a good few months after. Obviously, timing with COVID and stuff didn't help, opening 2 weeks before lockdown started and then all the rest. But we kept going and we kept trying, we were pushing and pushing and pushing, but we were kind of in force energy. We were forcing things to work, weren't we? And it was like, this is not really working. We're not enjoying it as much. It's taking up loads of our time. It's just a nuisance. People love it, but we're not enjoying it. So it was like sometimes the big lesson from this is that love lets go and fear holds tight. Think in your life what you're holding on to out of fear, where love would let it go. And once we did, it was like just this sigh of relief. We were like, I'm glad that's gone. It was great. And like people look and say, I'm really sorry about it. We're like, well, we're not. We're glad we got the experience. But the thing was, we let go of something that wasn't working. So think about in your life how it could be a win that you let something go. Could be a situation, could be a job, could be a person, whatever, that you've let go out of love, that you maybe felt a little bit guilty or saddened for, but actually it's been a good thing for you. Love lets go, fear holds tight. It wasn't working, and we absolutely knew that hospitality wasn't for us, which is great. It's a great lesson and a great win from that. We've got a billboard up, if you haven't seen it yet. Drive Brown Commercial Road. It's 6 meters by 3 meters. It's big enough, as you can see. And that was pretty cool, but we got our faces plastered over the local town along a very busy street to grab the town's attention. That's a huge win. But the thing is with this, it's not like an immediate fix. You'll not get something back from it straight away. It's just there as a constant reminder. But we've got a year lease on that, haven't we? So it's going to be there for a year, and we'll see how it goes. But big win, you know, not how many people get a billboard up, which is pretty cool, obviously. Here's one of my favorites. Seen you guys thrive. One of my absolute favorites. Seen Danielle improve her mental health from home. Right? She's trained from home. It's the first time I've ever met Danielle, and the first time I've ever met David as well today, by the way. Ever in the flesh. Thank you for coming, by the way. Got to spend time with the real life Bruce Willis. Real life Bruce Willis. Hi Ian, take a seat. You there? I signed up Chris, Kelly, Jeanette, Paul, David, people from different parts of the country, even around the world. Ellie, who signed up recently, is from Spain. Mad what we can do now with technology and stuff. Absolutely mad. I watched Gary Loader. He's not here today, actually, couldn't make it, but I watched him start to train with his son, Braden. His son's 14, and he started to train with him. Like, what an influence. What a positive influence to a young lad that is. Because obviously, we know how life can be when we're young and how it can be influenced by our mates and stuff and where we can go with drinking, drugs and all the rest. And we've been there. But it's great to have someone young and bring them up in a positive environment, right? Chris Pavia passed his work test thing because of your stamina, right? Yeah, amazing, great. Where's my next one? Seen Malcolm Carr get some of the best shape in his life on practically one arm. Have you seen Malcolm train? It's amazing. He trains on more or less one arm, right? It's amazing, Malcolm. Fucking tremendous, mate. You've done it amazing. And that is one of the big wins for me, is seeing other people thrive. Watch Vanessa finally lose the weight. No, it took 4 years, Vanessa, didn't it? Eh? Watch you finally lose the weight, man. It's great. I've seen people in their 60s start the program. Like, that's amazing. Some people in their 20s won't even do what we do. How incredible is that? Seen Rachel Ord happy in a dress, weren't you? Yeah. Yes. There you go. Happy in a dress. It was a big thing for you, though, wasn't it? Big thing. Andy Winter got fit again. Andy on the morning crew, he's not here today, but Andy had back surgery and he was laid up in bed for about 8 months. Couldn't even get out of bed. And now he's like on a morning doing all sorts. On and off the floor, shin grabs, press ups, all kinds. Sometimes we forget, like, some of these people have had serious things happen and they've managed to bounce back from it. Scott Ryan, what a transformation in his body if you've seen his picture. Like 4 stone now, Scott, yeah? 4 stone. Amazing, man. Amazing what we managed to do. Got to watch Ian Ayre dancing on a regular basis. It's tremendous. You might even get to see some of it later today, eh? Eh? Thought I'd put that one in. That was me 16. So, is it? Yes. So Gary was taking a piss and he never said no. We walked out and I locked the door and I went home and I'm cooking me breakfast. And the lass from next door rang us on Facebook and was like, "Look, you've locked Gary in the gym." I was like, "Eh?" It's like, "No, he's in the gym." I was like, "Oh shit, 45 minutes you were in there, weren't you?" He was going upstairs looking around. He's seen how he'd get out, couldn't get out. He was literally locked in the gym. Thankfully, we didn't put the shutters down. Imagine if we did. Imagine if we did. You would have been locked there until the next morning. There was no way of knowing. Yeah. So every time now, he always tells us he's going for a piss. Does everyone know about that, right?